Other interesting political news, you have Kamala and Biden inflation rates versus Trump inflation rates, and going pretty viral to say the least. Now this comes to us thanks to Insurrection Barbie, in which she says on the good old X Twitter, if for some reason you're still undecided, here's a helpful chart for you to ponder. And they say, quote, inflation at same point in presidency. You got energy at Trump was 0%, Biden was 38.8%. Remember when gas was under $2 a gallon? That was nice. Gasoline was negative 2% under Trump. It was 47.8% under Biden. Electricity was 3% under Trump, 29.3% under Biden. Natural gas was negative 1.9% under Trump, 26.9% under Biden, which, again, remember when the U.S., for what was it, first time in 40 years, are energy independent? We're actually exporting more fuel than we were using. That's kind of nice. Groceries was 3.3% inflation under Trump, 21.1% under Biden, which I would think mine's more than that. Under Trump, eggs were negative 3.6%. Over Biden is 49.3%. Milk was 2.36% under Trump, 15% under Biden. Chicken was 3.7% under Trump, 23.9% under Biden. Transportation, 2.3% under Trump, 32.5% under Biden. Airfare was negative 13.8%, which, granted, you had the pandemic driving down demand to basically nothing. So a little outlier in that industry, especially. Then under Biden is 32.7%. Public transportation was negative 8.1% under Trump, 22.2% under Biden. Used cars was 2.4% under Trump, 20.9% under Biden, which it is crazy. My little used 2018 Honda, well, I bought it, but 2018 Honda Civic Si, I mean, those things are actually still worth about the same, or if not more than what I paid for it. And that's even with, 70,000 miles on it. That's insane. Some might say it's just because it's the last awesome Honda Civic. I'm a little biased because it's the last coupe that they made in terms of generation, but that's not the reason, probably. Apparel was 0.6% inflation under Trump and 13.5% under Biden, which, yeah, for fashion apparel like myself, it doesn't matter because I haven't bought clothes in 10, 15 years. Gotta make one suit last forever. I think I have like 3 total. And that's why pretty well. I got 1 million views and 27,000 likes, which is quite fascinating when you go, because I like to join Twitter spaces left and right, just to kind of see what's out there. And, echo chambers get a little bit boring. There are people, I presume they're not inebriated by Bud Light or anything, but they truly think there's no inflation right now. They think the economy is doing great, which is horrifying. I don't know where they're working, probably government employees or on welfare. But, again, just remove all emotion. Remove the names. Just look at the statistics. I mean, one has horrible inflation. And yet some people are like, it's not that bad. It's just mind-numbing. One of the top comments, I'm a little biased, but he's a good-looking guy, so I want to read this comment. Now, The Topping Show, again, hashtag at The Topping Show on X Twitter, says, quote, it blows my mind that there are millions of people who are saying the economy is good and prices aren't bad. Now, granted, it wasn't the most liked one, but did get 3 people to like it. So, another friendly reminder to actually like this video. Matt Hatler says, let's add this one to the mix for now. I don't know who this is from the meme, probably some celebrity. Says, we did it, Joe. And it's a infographic of all the public stocks that crashed this week, which, yep, they're all doing pretty darn bad. And, again, I'd say it's always 2020. Definitely been a rough week. Scroll down, someone by name of I says, you forgot to mention that the inflation is worst in most other countries. Mention inflation is worst in most of the other countries. Pull up that infographic really quick. I did get 13 likes. That is from the IMF 2024 inflation map. The fantastic Mister says you forgot to mention that most other countries are directly affected by the U.S. Unquote. I got 27 likes. Sammy J says it's just the beginning, and I'm just beginning to think people are stupid. Getting 79 likes. Dan Stewart says with numbers like this, and that even if you are already decided, you might want to reconsider if you're just an emotional liberal. Getting 34 likes. Yeah. Going down more and more. Oh, people forget about this. Jim Gallagher has a picture of Biden, or a GIF rather, says, the Inflation Reduction Act will tackle inflation and reduce the deficit. That's what they were telling us. I still have yet to find a single small business owner or just anyone who works in corporate America who is positively affected by the Inflation Reduction Act. Granted, I'm a little biased. I haven't worked with a lot of green energy companies, or, well, not fiscally green because they lose money, but the cliche appearance of green companies. But yeah, do you know anyone who's positively affected by that ironically named? It's a good rule of politics. Rather than name it, it's usually the antithesis, like the Patriot Act, which is the most unpatriotic things they ever passed in stripped us a lot of constitutional rights and privacy. Yep, and that did get 10 likes. Well, let's see if there's any contrarian comments. Gypsy says, I'm sharing the crap out of this. Thanks. Getting 10 likes. Nah, pretty much. Not a lot of. Oh, is it? What? Okay, this gal's gotta be a bot. Somebody named Sam. All she does is repost a picture of like it's the Tide logo, but it's in bastardized to say vote. It says removes orange stubborn stains. She really doesn't read. She has to be a bot because she says brilliant, but this doesn't make Biden look good, and her profile is all about Biden looking good. They got no likes. So we found a contrarian kind of comment. It's more of an advertising for a rudimentary looking t-shirt. Which yeah. Pretty much. Oh, did we finally find, what is this? I think we did find a contrarian statement. It's Miss Mealy. She says corporate greed and looks at the percentages of increase. That's just hilarious because she has a sort and some growth. Gosh, so mentally vacuous. And this represents a lot of people on LinkedIn too who don't do modicum of research. And she's talking about the price to the end user increasing and the percentage of prices. Yes, but the cost of goods sold, aka how much the product costs, increased at the same percentage. Again, it's one of the most infuriating things about people not doing modicum research, especially when they don't know business. Granted, I'm a little bit of a business nerd, so I go down the rabbit hole a lot. But in terms of one of the worst industries to ever invest in, and not financial advice, but is groceries. The average grocery profit margin is 2%, which for business is nothing. One bad call, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of pain. It's why so many of these businesses like Walmart and Target are trying to offset, they try to get more profitable items like electronics, clothing, all that kind of stuff to offset the risk and the low margins. Groceries are much of a staple. A lot of people see them as commodities. And they can buy anywhere, which is kind of true for many grocery products. But again, most of these companies are publicly traded. You look at Kroger, you look at Walmart, look at Target. You dive down into analytics, you dive down to the profit margins, it's about 2%. The prices have increased, but the profit is about the same. Not for every single one of these companies, but for the industry average. Just look up industry average of grocery stores. You'll see it's about 2%. And yet she's saying, oh yeah, the prices are up 40%. Yes, but so is the cost of goods sold. So do not let people use that BS argument. Every time someone brings up, maybe I'll make this whole segment of the show or a highlight of the show, like contrarian moments or contrarian arguments, and give me more feedback in the comments. It's already appreciated. But literally, if anyone says, oh yeah, these corporations are so greedy, they increase, groceries up 40-50%, that's because the cost of goods sold have increased. Well, and if you feel so inclined, even show them the data, show them the 10K, show them the quarterly reports of these publicly traded companies. Yes, but the profit margin is about the same. So no, it's not because these corporations are evil, because your policies are terrible and causing inflation. I went on a little bit more bombastic than usual in that, but it's just so frustrating when there's so much disinformation. And again, if you want to win people's hearts and minds to arguments, never be combative. Always ask them, be more inquisitive, be like, well, really, let's look at the data together. Do you think there's a certain, like, maybe one product specifically is becoming, more and more profitable? Let's look at the data together. Let's see. And again, you'll find that, oh yeah, it's about 2%, which again is really rough. And that's why, there's not a lot of startups in the grocery industry. A lot of them are legacy companies, and they have been growing number of stores, but that's why there's not a lot of startups in that industry to begin with. But I partially digress. I know I went a little bit overboard there, so to say, but yeah, let me know. Do you know anyone who still doesn't think inflation is an issue? And then do you think inflation will be one of, if not the biggest topic for the upcoming election? Personally, I think it will, but of course, let me know in the comments. As always, be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.